Welcome back, food travelers, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Micah here and Simon. We are here at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, sharing our experience at the buffet. And that is the name of the buffet. It's called the buffet. So it is our returning visit here. It's been what, a year or a year and a half, Simon. But for this visit, we're actually here for the breakfast buffet. And their breakfast buffet, they do have two different times. One of them is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., which is the early riser buffet. And the one that we went to is actually called the brunch buffet. And the brunch buffet is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then after that is kind of like their dinner time, as they would call it.
Yeah, the Micah, the previous time we actually came for the dinner buffet. And if you actually want to see that episode, we'll put it in the description box below for the link. Yeah, we wanted to try the breakfast buffet because, you know, it was different from what we had before, and we wanted to see kind of the differences we had. And definitely one of the things I did notice compared to dinner buffet, of course, is the seafood with the crab legs and stuff like that. You don't get that. But overall, the buffet, I really did enjoy it. I know during this trip, we actually hit up a few buffets, and the prior buffets that we did visit at, it wasn't they weren't the greatest. And so I think as we came into this spot and we tried this buffet, like, it was just enhanced that much more, and so much more appreciative of the offerings and the quality and everything else that was provided at the Wynn buffet.
Yeah, I totally agree with Simon there. Having tried other buffets in Las Vegas that were not as grand as this one, and not as not as much offering in terms of like the stations, a type of foods they have. Another thing I really like with this buffet is like everything is more bite-sized, or maybe not bite-sized, but more like individual size, where they do have things that are like smaller portions, so you could try more items. I also appreciate having like that Parm cheese there on the side of the pizza, so you can add additional cheeses if that's what you want for your pizza slice. I think it's really good having all of that, and also having these hot stations where people are actually there to mend it and asking you, hey, what do you want? Do you want pancakes? And then not just having somebody there to cook it for you, but having multiple choices of flavorings that they have. So I believe when I got my pancake here, I got the red velvet. I thought, hey, that's pretty cool, a red velvet pancake. I thought originally maybe it was chocolate, but hey, red velvet's really good.
Yeah, when I got the pancake, it was red velvet, so you were correct in the red velvet, which, I mean, it's chocolate. Red velvet is chocolate, just a different flavor of chocolate. But anyways, yeah, as you were mentioning before, the portion sizes, that's one thing that is really great about the buffet at the Wynn. Is I don't know if you can see in the video, when they're making the pancakes, they're not the normal size pancakes. They're, you know, the smaller ones, and so they're these nice size ones where you have so much different food to try, and so they're not giving you this, you know, like overly sized pancake where, you know, you'll eat it and you'll get stuffed and you're full and you can't try anything else. So they give you these nice proportional sizes, which, you know, it's so nice, because at a buffet, you tend not to kind of think too much, especially if you end up liking something. You'll kind of overindulge yourself and kind of, you know, overeat that portion, and then you might not be able to try anything else. But yeah, they really do this really nice thing of kind of proportion sizing and everything else, so you actually really do get a good chance of trying much more things without, you know, forgetting, oh, okay, I really like this, I'm overeating now, I can't try anything else because I ate too much. And that's something I definitely really appreciate.
Yeah, and also whenever you're going up to any of these hot stations, you can always ask and request for more of them too. You don't have to just go back and then come up again. So when I got my pancake, the guy asked me, hey, how many do you want? And I said, I just want 2. The guy next to me, he was actually asking for a vegan option, and said, hey, can you actually make a vegan option of this pancake? And the guy was like, yeah, let me see what I can do. And he requested for 6 of them. And so moving along here, they do have this egg drop soup, which is like an Asian style soup, and it was pretty hot that day, but it was a hot station. I had to try it. It was pretty good for a buffet, I would say.
At least we're indoors, and they do have the air conditioning, so that's one of the great things about all these Las Vegas resorts and casinos is they definitely don't skimp on the air conditioning, which makes it really nice because as you go inside, at least it's normal temperature. There's several other places, at least that I've been in, especially the Cambodia episodes, and you might go into the buildings and they don't quite turn on the air conditioning, or it's very low, and so it gets really hot, and definitely you can there's times where I felt beads of sweat kind of coming down as I'm eating because the AC isn't on. So I definitely appreciate that these Vegas casinos, they keep it running and keep it going and keeping the temperature really nice.
And I do want to say, with this crab area of the buffet, that seafood section, having that clarified butter and it's already melted and everything, it's great. I like seeing all this little like minor, or not, I wouldn't say minor, but like these smaller accessories that they have with the buffet, with like the sauces and all the dipping stuff. It's all like made for you so that you're like, oh, where's all these extra condiments and everything.
Yeah, and kind of, Micah, when we kind of go through and we research everything, kind of look for all the things that we're going to try, and the Wynn buffet usually always kind of pops up as one of those top buffets to go try. And I kind of agree. It's a really tough one. Like, I really do enjoy Bacchanal. I think Bacchanal and Wicked Spoon are some of the greatest ones, but Wynn buffet is definitely kind of creeping on me as it's kind of inching towards more. I really do enjoy how it is, and the layout, the way they have it, is kind of interesting because the dessert section is in the center of the buffet itself, and then all the other food stations are surrounding on the edges. And the design makes it pretty interesting in terms of kind of not having to run into the kind of dessert section yet. Like, it kind of helps you kind of focus on all the regular food before you get down to the desserts.
Yeah, I agree. I think having the dessert section, I guess, sectioned off to, I guess, more central or to the back of the buffet or the front of the buffet in this situation, it's definitely a plus, because then it kind of creates the streamline of how everything is in terms of like the lines and how everyone is forming the lines and everything. I think the flow of the traffic there is really, really good, because then there are buffets that we've been to where you kind of have too many people in one section, and they maybe run out of space in terms of where they want to put all the foods, or it's not really organized, so you have some dessert items mixed in with like the salad section or even like the main entree section, which is kind of rare, but it does happen.
And I don't want to name the buffet, but a section where it says it's desserts, but then you kind of see a few things here and there, and then desserts are somewhere else.
Yeah, totally. I know who you're talking about.
but yeah, it's really nice. And the one of the things about desserts, especially with what the Wynn offers, because they do have like the sweet crepes that you can get, and so things that are made to order dessert wise, and the gelato where you kind of, it takes a little longer. It's not something where you just go up and grab it and put it on your plate and leave, and so it's not as quick, so you kind of have to sit there. You go through and you make your order, and then they make it for you. Especially with the crepes, the sweet crepes, that takes a little bit of time, so it's not quick. And so just having it separated in kind of its own room, even though it's just right nearby, it just kind of removes that kind of let's say it's kind of a pain when it's kind of clogged up and you can't get around to the things you want to go because somebody's just waiting for something that they want to get that's a dessert, and you're kind of you're in the middle of trying to get your entree dishes or side dishes that aren't desserts yet because you're not quite there.
And another thing I did want to mention is, even though this is a breakfast or brunch buffet, it's not just like all eggs or just all pancakes. As you see in the video, there's a lot of different items you can get for a brunch buffet. There are breakfast buffets that we've been to where it's all eggs or just all like carbs and bread and pancakes only, or just waffles. I think having all this variety for a brunch buffet is a pro.
And if you saw the video just now, I was showing the it's black Irish cheese, and that's something I never had before, and it just looked really interesting. I've never actually really seen black cheese that I can remember, but it was good. It was a cheddar, I believe, and it had a nice saltiness to it. It was good. I didn't eat it with anything else. I kind of just wanted to taste it. I took a much larger chunk than I probably should have. They cut it up for you, and so I just picked a piece, but I probably should have picked a smaller piece because I actually didn't want to eat that much cheese. I just wanted to taste it. But it was definitely very interesting. So that's also one of the things that the Wynn I like about the Wynn is you do have these kind of differences of things that you don't really try. And since I've never tried black Irish cheese, it was nice to actually be able to try black Irish cheese.
Yeah, so moving along here, we're like in the dessert section. So as you see, it is a different section from the main buffet, and there are a lot of items. There's actually 2 sides to the dessert section. So starting off here, there's like cupcakes and different like I guess lollipop chocolates. Is that what they are, Simon?
They're those cake pops. They call them cake pops, and essentially it's just a bite-size bites of cake.
Yeah, so they have those cake pops, and then they have actual size cakes slices here. I think these are a little bit larger. They're more like the normal size cakes and pies that you get from any type of like bakery or like cake shops there. And they do also have that gelato section, and that's always something I really enjoy from this buffet. It's that gelato section. Everything from the flavoring that they offer is actually really good. I like how it spins. It's just really fun to watch it.
Yeah, I agree. I remember the last time that we went to the dinner buffet, I actually had a lot of gelato. This time I didn't quite have it. I was getting pretty full because I actually did eat quite a bit of regular food during our visit this time to the buffet. I did have a few cakes and the cake pops for sure, but their desserts definitely, they're top notch. One of my favorite places for desserts. I think, I don't know if I'd say maybe the top buffet dessert station in the buffets at the Strip. If not the top, maybe number 2.
Yeah, I think so, Simon. I will agree that they do really good job on their dessert sections for the buffets that we've been to. I think having all these different stations, and like the gelato, the crepe station, I think they also have like a banana foster area too. But for my visit here, I really wanted that mango crepe, and it was fun to watch them make it. I was watching another customer grabbing one too, and they make it really pretty. I mean, you see the display and you see like all the floral designs and everything, and for me, when I was grabbing, I was thinking, are they gonna actually make it the same way that it's displayed? And they actually do make it the same way that's displayed.
Yeah, they definitely you can tell they take pride in the look of the buffet with all the different decorations they have. And I know we've throughout the video we've shot some decorations here and there, but they definitely do take pride on the way everything looks, and it's also definitely clean. Experience with other buffets, it's buffets, it's definitely a tough thing to take care of because there's always people, especially when you have a large crowd going in and out, and things getting dropped and stuff like that. But at least from the Wynn, what I noticed is they do definitely try to keep with how everything is going. So if something is spilled, or there's a few items that dropped off somebody's plate that are near something like rice or something they definitely clean it up really quickly, and they're always kind of focused on kind of keeping all their stations clean. So that's something that's really cool.
Yeah, and also I do want to mention something that we didn't say in the beginning of the video is we did make reservations to this buffet, and I believe we did that for the dinner buffet that we went initially last year too. And that is something that we do recommend, is making the reservation online and paying in advance, because as we were leaving this buffet, it was getting really full, and people were waiting. I don't know how long they were waiting for. It was a really long line. So overall, I really enjoyed this visit.
Yeah, definitely not a disappointment for the breakfast buffet. So definitely, if you are at the Wynn and you want to get to a good buffet, go and try it.
And to wrap up the episode are the notables. Unfortunately for this one, there are none.
If you've enjoyed the content you've seen, don't forget to support the channel and hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see additional pictures of food and our travels, go over to our Instagram page and follow us there. And thanks for watching.